Hello! How's everybody doing today? Welcome, welcome. We're doing a new live stream. Let's add to this some extra layers. Hey, how's everybody doing? Do you hear a double of my voice? Because I hear a double, and I'm hoping you guys don't. Because for some reason today, it decided to power up and give me a free extra voice. Oh, you hear the double? Oh, no. Let me see what... I don't know what I did to do this because it wasn't doing it last time. Monitor in... the master. Test 1 2. Test. Test. Yeah, you hear. Oh man. I hear this echo. It's, oh, you know what it is? It might be coming from the Focusrite software. So let's go up here. Test. No. Test. That mutes it, but that's not good. Input settings. Line. I love it when I have software that does so much different stuff, but it changes on me. I didn't do anything since last week. So let me go back to here. We might have a free echo. Echo. It's not my room. I don't know what to do to get rid of it. Echo gone, but now very quiet. Right. Better, but a bit low. Yeah. Well, this... Give me a second to see if I can figure out what is happening. It sounds like two mics. I know I only have one microphone plugged in. And it is going into... Let me see here. I'm going to quit Logic. Save. Livestream. Desktop. Wait. Cancel. Test. Now I still hear the echo. It's so weird. It wasn't doing this. And today it is. So we'll go to settings. I don't know any settings. Let me change the sample rate. Let me change around. Probably breaks everything else. Yeah, I still hear it. Everything else. Yeah. Huh. Wow. Okay. Well, we... Get a free... Hold on a second. I'm going to quit. Don't save. Quit. See, you hear this audio. It's coming through the system even without that. So, system settings. Sound. Input. No. Let's just say... All right. Oh, now it's just a really, really short echo. Okay, 1 second here. Let me go back to loop back audio. Test 1 2. If I kill that, test. Yeah, so let's do this. Let's say testing. Test. How's that? It's a little alive and I hear a double, but I'm not sure what I did to earn this wonderful gift today, but you know, what else can I look at modifying in settings? Oh, maybe it's this. If I say mute, there. All right, do you hear me? Let's do this. Let's go like this and kill that. No. Okay, do you hear me? Let me see if I get UniFi up and running. We're gonna have to quit UniFi. Oh, sorry for the hiccups, but we'll get this going. UniFi, can you hear me? That's the question. Okay, sounds good now. And we have audio. Okay. Let's troubleshoot until we solve it, because we're going to figure this out, right? Here we go. Let's get a nice, pretty sound. And it works, right? Yay, thanks for sticking with me. I think it's good. Okay. Yay! Welcome to a new live stream. My name's John Limcool. Boy, where do we start? We have a crazy sale going on at the website. Tomorrow is my birthday, and I turn 60. And so I'm making a library of big sounds for Behemoth, because, you know, I want to be big sound John Limcool. But also I decided to have a sale at the website. 60% off all libraries. I never do 60%, but because I'm 60 and because it's Father's Day on the same day and because I just feel like being just the nice giving guy I am, for my birthday, I'm letting you all save money on libraries. Big money. This sale price will not be back this year. This is the biggest sale of the year by far. Usually I'm in the like 50-51 is like the farthest I will go on a sale, right? So we're at 60% for 2 days till Sunday night at midnight. 12:01 I'm hitting kill on the sale. So you got to take advantage before then, because there's no rain checks, there's no coming back and stuff like that. Yeah, when I'm 90, I know. I thought about this. I was like, okay, when I'm 95, am I giving 95%? Tell you what, if I'm when I hit 95 years old, if I still have access to the internet, I will do a 95% off sale. I got a long ways to go. Boy. Anyway, oh, cool. Nice, Troy. Thank you for the wishes. That's nice. It's going to be a fun birthday. I'm going to go see my mom and dad, and my sister and her 2 daughters are in town in Ontario. We're all getting together for a barbecue. This is why I moved to Idaho, is so that I could see that. My dad called me yesterday and picked me up, and we did about a 4 or 5 hour. He's got his left, when you hit 85, all sorts of other things go wrong. He's got a left foot where when he walks, the feet, the toes drag. His arch doesn't lift up like it used to, so it causes him to trip. And so they have a brace. Anyway, we went to a doctor's office to get the brace put on that he just got, and they did some fixes to it. And then we went. There's a recycle shop here in Portland, in Boise, that's really cool, called the Reuseum, and they have, like, if you know Heinbach, all the analog gear for testing that he uses to make cool sounds and so forth. They have tons of that types of gear there for like $80. Yeah, drop foot. Yeah, that's what it's called, drop foot. And then we went. I'm very proud of him. He has been working. He's still 85 and still working. He has done sound installations, basically reinventing the courts here on the western side of the United States. A company that does recording of the courts versus the stenographers. They started this software of going into the courts and using this so that when you go back in a jury for deliberations, you can actually not just read the transcript, you can hear the actual live playback of the recording of what they said and how they said it. It makes a difference in some cases to go back and be able to hear that. And all these courtrooms are not updated and not adequate for microphones going into a recording system to be able to then, and then it gets more complex because now they do things where, like, if you're in jail, you can stay at the jail and be broadcast by video into the courtroom on a screen. You can hear the judge can hear you, and talk for like preliminaries and stuff like that. He has done all that retrofitting to the courts and to the state buildings. We went yesterday to the Idaho courthouse, the Ada County courthouses, and there's the room there where they have all the public meetings with, you show up and you get to talk to all the representatives and share your griefs and what's going on in your community. And he showed there's 4 Audix 360-degree microphones that they've installed over the audience, so they can pick up the audience without needing microphones. Big recording system. Anyway, he had to get authorized through their new software so that they use Biamp. Biamp has really cool tools now where they can install a sound system in a school in Alaska. And if something goes wrong with the audio, he on his laptop wirelessly through an internet connection can log in, look at the mixer settings and go, oh, you forgot there's a mute button you forgot to push off, or else if it's not configured right, he can reconfigure and re-upload the software that was set. I mean, all this stuff they can do. So he had to leave his computer there so that they could go through the authorization process. Cool. On the there, just one. Oh, okay. Thank you, Daniela. Anyway, so it was fun to spend the day with him. That's the kind of stuff that I was hoping I would get to do by being here, and it's working out great. It's been really, really lovely. So, yay on that front. We just started something. Alan Polley, back in the day, he was known as Kid Anthem for the libraries that he released. Kid Anthem Volume 1 and Volume 2 we released here. Then he took a 5-year hiatus and worked with Jason Schopfer. Had some other things he wanted to do and explore and so forth. And recently I got an opportunity. Jason and Alan came to me and said they would like to see me carry his libraries. I have a little bit wider reach, I guess. So I am now the exclusive home for Alan Polley's libraries again. So to celebrate that, on top of the 60% off sale that's going on, we have the 5 libraries that Alan released while he was with Jason at Rocky Mountain Sound. They've been rebranded as Plugin Guru libraries. All 7 of his libraries are available for $39, which is a really sweet price. It's over $200 for these libraries. I'm going to show them to you in a minute. I'm also going to show you, for those of you that have libraries, different libraries, say that you want to save into UniFi formats so that you can layer them and do some fun things like that. I'm going to show you how to set UniFi up to do that. Off-topic question. Have you ever considered doing something together with Music Tech Help Guy? I haven't reached out to him. He hasn't reached out to me, but I'm a long time ago, May 2000, I bought the Kid Anthem Volume 1 and Volume 2 libraries. There are Guru files if you log in. You know what? If you have the bundles and stuff, I don't know if I haven't updated the actual libraries themselves. So wait till after the live stream. I will update. I did go through and we did save out the Kid Anthem and Kid Anthem 2 libraries in UniFi formats. You don't have to do that, but I put this bundle up on the site and I haven't updated the actual product that are hidden on the site from 5 years ago, but I will do that. Give me like an hour after the live stream and they should be up. When you log into your account, you'll see it will say, Kid Anthem, and then it's going to say Omnisphere /UniFi. So there'll be a UniFi in the file name. That's when you'll know that it's been updated. But I will do that. That's a good thing. Thank you for reminding me to do that. But let me show you really quickly these 7 libraries. There's a lot to them. Let's go up here, and here they are. Kid Anthem Volume 1 this is one that I did with. For those of you that don't know the story, in 2016, 15, I met Alan. He was on through Facebook, I believe. He reached out and said, I have this library of patches. How can I give these away? I really, I played them and they were really great patches. I was like, let's turn this into a library. And he goes, that'd be cool. He goes, I learned my synthesizer programming from watching your videos. So he became the first person that I have at my site that I sell libraries, and then he learned how to program synthesizers from watching the videos that are at my website on my YouTube channel. So it was really cool. We've been friends ever since and talking and in the background and stuff, but he was happy exploring other stuff. He's got a little bit of a difficult life at the moment, and so if you can get into getting these libraries, it's a win-win, It will help get him some money to get to the next step he needs to get to in his life. And it gets you 7 libraries of really cool patches. So these we were aiming for these libraries to be like just really cool basic elements that you can use to build a song with. Not necessarily getting into super big stuff, but getting into stuff that's just something that you can build around and do cool things with. So there's 7 different libraries. Kid Anthem 2, let's see. Oh, I don't, you know what? I think I don't have the full version of this installed. Taylor was doing the saving for me, and I didn't get the updated versions yet, sorry. But then we get to the new libraries that were released originally through Rocky Mountain Sound. There's some really cool stuff here, all sorts of basses, bells, BPM basses. And if you go over here and say Unify layer, let's say let's get a kick, tempo shake. Yeah, and then there's all sorts of other things like guitars. Somehow got it to do an arpeggiated thing. Just tons of really inspiring, cool patches in all these libraries. They have different themes. There's a README that includes feedback and contextual about what's going on. Some of these libraries, he has his own sound sources in here that he's used for some of the patches. Really, really cool stuff. So, if you need inspiring patches for Omnisphere 2, we don't do a lot of libraries for Omnisphere 2 anymore, but here's an opportunity. 7. I think there's over 1,100 patches if you combine all these libraries together. So it's a really cool opportunity to get into some really nice patches. There's also a wave file of 100 wave audio files that are like a how would you describe it? It's kind of like just a construction kit, I guess you'd call it, of different things to play with. All sorts of fun stuff to work with. Very creative stuff. Goes all over the place. There's other libraries, like take this and put a recycled drum groove with this, like Suspicious, let's say. Let's go like that. And we go up here, get a BPM bass. Let's say load a BPM bass, and then let's go to Titan. Let's get a BPM bass from here too. There's all these basses forever, ever and ever. Good old days. And then I'm going to right click on the top of these two and stop them at B. So everybody works together. Fun stuff. So good stuff. It's a really great set of patches. I've played through a handful of these, and really good stuff. Here's this. Wait, that's not right. Is that? Oh, distorted ambience white. So it's right. Guitar player doing the volume things, you know. New hybrid. So, 7 libraries automatically at $39, no promo code needed. If you do want to take advantage of the 60% savings, the Allen libraries are not included. It's a promo code based to get the 60% off. So you put things into your cart, and then at checkout put in FD for Father's Day, then Skippy, BD for birthday, 24 for 2024. I have better lighting going, yes. Let's see, I bought last week in my first. Yeah, Daniela, that was cool. I saw that. Thank you. And Percussa is a very unique library for Omnisphere. It's one that kind of goes outside of the norms because we did these really crazy. It was really fun library to make, but it's one of these where, let's see, Dead Vale Forest at night. Let me get this to be a little bit wider so I can read all the text. It's I guess you'd almost call it cinematic, but it's not just for cinematic. You can use this stuff for all sorts of genres. I mean, the cross-pollination of cinematic into pop and everything is pretty cool. This is using 6 different Omnispheres, and if I was to solo one of these and go over here to the multis, we could go Omnisphere. Oh, I don't have it. I took it out for showing this. But anyway, there's a multi version which loads up all 6 layers in one Omnisphere. And you notice your CPU meter goes far more extensive and it's a lot more work. Because this is 6 different layers, it's not taxing one CPU. It's 6 different threads going to 6 different parts of your computer's processors. But each one of these is using an arpeggiator and then using samples from the library. We put all the samples from Mega Magic drums that were cinematic and percussion and kind of weird in nature all together. And losing blood quickly. If you don't have Omnisphere, yeah, that's why we have libraries for lots of other plugins. And that's why we have UniFi too. I will at some point bring out Percussa. I will try to do a version of Percussa for UniFi. Although, I mean, it might be a new version, a new take on it. It's so much work to get all this going on. And a lot of this is unique and special to Omnisphere. And so, but this is why we also do libraries for other stuff too. So it's not just Omnisphere. But this was a fun one because it took Omnisphere outside of where anybody else has taken it. Nobody else has done a percussive, rhythmic, cinematic groove library for Omnisphere using samples and 6 or 8 layers of Omnisphere to make it work. So it was pretty special, pretty cool. We're working on a library called Behemoth, but before we get to that, I want to show you what I was talking about. UniFi has the ability to do a cool thing with Omnisphere. Because we have so many Omnisphere libraries, Shane worked and created a special tool for us. So if we go Omnisphere, and then what you'd want to do is, let me have it pop up in the desktop. And let's go over here to Plugin Guru. We'll go into the UniFi folder. Here is your UniFi folder. And there is a folder you will see called Metadata Import. And if you open this, all you have to do is make a text file that says omnisphere.txt. Make sure it's saved in just a simple text. It's empty. There's nothing to it. But by putting a file, I put it in here when I don't want it to do this. Because what it does, if you do this and put this at the top, when you go to Omnisphere, let's say that we call up just a patch, even a patch from just the standard patches, like Circus Nightmare. If I go over to UniFi and I hit save, it grabs the name of the patch. And if it's actually a third-party library, we're able to, I think it might even do when we, let's go Twisted Trees. If I now hit save, it grabs the comments as well as the name. And I believe with our libraries, I thought I could save grab the categories and tags, but I'm not seeing it do it right now. But it is grabbing still the name and this stuff, so you can just quickly save them. So the concept being, say that you want to make your favorite Omnisphere patches into a UniFi library. So let's say we go to like some of the Sonic extensions. Undercurrent is a very, very cool one that's got some really cool. Say that I want to use this in a special, I want to make my own library. So I'd go save. It grabs the comments, it grabs the patch name, library name. I'm gonna go down here and say new library. I'm gonna say AA or AA, so it starts at the top, right? So I just want it to be at the top of the list. My favorite Omnisphere 2 patches. And I'm gonna say confirm. So it's gonna save it to here, goes save as, save. And then I go to the next patch that I want. I go save. As you can see, it grabs the name, it grabs the comments, goes save as, save. Let's say I also want something from Nylon Sky. I go save, it grabs the Nylon Sky. It grabs the name in the comments, so you could easily build a library now with your favorite patches. So we can say Amber Waves, save. It got the name, everything like that. So now I have all these patches in this library at the top of the list, my favorite Omnisphere 2 patches. So I could say Amber Waves, and then grab Sound Horn and load that. Why isn't Sound Horn playing? There it is. And let's add agitated to it. So you can quickly create and save. It grabs the names, grabs the feedback information, stuff like that. So you can quickly save the patches. And we do this for some other plugins too, but there's information in the manual. If you ever have questions, go over here to the question mark and go to the UniFi manual. That will take you to this lovely web page that Shane is constantly updating when we do system updates and stuff. The reason we don't do a PDF is because we've been adding new features as we do updates and stuff. So here, you could come over here, you could say import, and it will go in and talk about using sample mapper, guru sampler changes, new import sampler changes, sampler import changes. No, let's see, is there a part on Omnisphere? Omnisphere. Nope. Let's see, is there anything talking about Omnisphere? CC mapper, no. The layered reuse is something that also Omnisphere follows, but maybe there'll be an area to update that. So, but anyway, there is a way now so that with Omnisphere, if you want, now the challenge is if you don't want it to change the name, when you go to the save page, it grabs, because that omnisphere.txt file is there, it grabs the patch name and puts it in there. If you don't want it to do that, you need to go back to the desktop, go back to Omnisphere, to the UniFi top, metadata import. I just put it into just a unused profile, and let's see, we don't have any other profiles in there right now. And by doing that, now if I was to go to Omnisphere, let's do this. Let's just say call up a single patch and open up Omnisphere. If I change this to a different, like Gentle Nylon Strummer, it should no longer. Let's see, gotta go like this so it gets smaller. Oh, oh, I have to quit and start. That's what I have to do. I have to quit and restart it because then it will do it. This is one of those things where it's actually a quit and restart for it to get to work, right? Metadata import is an experimental feature. It's not documented in the UniFi manual. There you go. Thank you. Yes, it's a side thing that we asked for. I asked for then Shane did. But it works. So there you go. Yes, please use the promo code if you want to get a discount on the purchase. Otherwise, it doesn't give you a discount. I'm still waiting for a Dune 3 library. Yeah, not in a hurry to do a Dune 3 library. It's hard to do for me at this point after doing so many libraries. I really focus on UniFi just because I can protect my work. Anything I do, I can guarantee you I could go probably find the Alan Polley's 7 libraries on some torrent site already because people watch what I release. One person buys it and then they put it onto torrent sites. And so anything I do that's not protected shows up on torrent sites. So I'm not a fan of that. So that's why you've got me working just in my own land. So we've been working this week on Behemoth. And we're going to play with that a little bit. I've been looping. And Taylor's been helping me with the looping. So look it. It's looped. And what's fun is a lot of these I'm let it be so that you have the full version so you can... This one sounds pretty much the same. Yeah, I didn't even... Let's see. Razor cuts. Razor cuts. Was this supposed to be razor cuts? I'm not sure what razor cuts. Oh, I know what it is. I need to have a razor cuts that's full length. Save. Oh, wait, hold on a second. 1 second. I'm going to show this in the Finder because I have a feeling I did a boo-boo. Yeah. Yeah, my fault. Okay, there. So we fixed that. And now if we go save and we call it just its normal name, save as save. There we go. So now we can go call this up and we should have razor cuts full length. I changed it and I renamed it loop to give you the... Because, you know, it's a library of really big sounds. In fact, in a minute, we're going to make a 300 oscillator sound. That's our goal for today, is to make a really big, the biggest sound. But on top of the big things that have cool attacks, we're doing the loop onlys. Which make really, really cool chord beds. There's no attack. If you open up looped samples and you just move the sample start all the way to the end, you're guaranteed that everything's going to start at the same point in the loop. At the very end, minus 1 sample, I believe. So it just immediately goes back and starts the loop over again. But it's a whole different vibe. And then if you want, you can open this up and you can... control the amount of snap. Like that's a little bit. Here's a lot. And a lot of these are round robin. It's subtly different enough. It makes a really nice difference when just different enough. Let's do this just so you can see the difference. I don't think I did, because I'm not going to include them. I decided not to include them. But if we go over here to Sample Mapper, here we'll do this together so you see how we do this. So I have a folder inside of libraries, Behemoth, samples, and then you have a folder that's the name of the library. This is the name that shows up right here in the name, right here in the middle. And then below this are where the SFZ files exist. Now, if I wanted to up here, if I wanted to have like love sounds, and I wanted to have war sounds, right? If I did that, when I go to click here, let's see, I think I got to change directories and then come back. I now have these other folders that I could have SFZ files in different categories. So you can set UniFi up to be where it has category base like this, which I don't want. So I'm going to get rid of these guys. For this library, I just want it to all be in one folder. But if you go to something like Cloud City, and this one here was the one where it's all one. Where's one where I did... Usually I like to put it all into one because I think Trio, I did cello, viol, viola, and drum kits as 3 separate categories. So you'd have the cello library as one, the viola library is one, right? So you'd have these separated out. But for the most part, I like to keep them as just one. But inside of here, we now have the SFZ files. And then what you do is you also include... Okay, go back like this. So the goal of this is instead of a round robin, we're going to make a version that just has only one of the 2 layers of samples. So you can hear what it sounds like when it's not a round robin. So let's go up in here. This is Spit Razor. So here's Spit Razor. And there's 2 sets, 1 and 2. So I'm going to take the 1 set. And I'm going to say starting with this sample all the way to the top. And then let's go over here and get key mapper. And we just drag over here and you say root key from name because I've put the sample name, as you can see, at the very end of every sample. So boom, it will automatically map all those samples for me. So all I have to do is go save. And this is Spit Razor. So we come down here to, let's go alphabetically, Spit Razor. And let's take off the R and let's say one shot, 1S. Save. It's not technically what a one shot is, but close enough. Okay, so now if we go back over here to Unify and we open this up, you will see we have the one shot. So if I'm playing, it's exactly the same every time. You can hear it. This is the difference when it's a round robin. It's changing enough that it doesn't have that same repetitive in your face. So there's just a slight bit of change between one to the other. You can hear in the attack if you hear it. Yeah, every now and then there's a little bit more of a pa, but because it's 2 separate samples, versus single shots. Can you tell a difference? It just changes enough that it doesn't become this repeated over and over. Your brain can recognize the pattern of the sound, and all of a sudden once it's played 3 times, it's like, hear how it changes. It's a little bit wider. The stereo image changed a little bit on this one. Hear that? If you have it where it's a one shot, it stays the same. So even if it's only 2 layers of round robin samples, I have found it makes it much more alive. Versus one shot. Isn't that fascinating? So I'm making everything with two round robins where it makes a big difference. Now the pads and so forth, I'm not, because it's really hard to tell. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't pertain to these as much. And these are looped. Just huge. And then we have the layers that make up this sound. So layer 1. And I've tricked it out just a little bit. I'm adding just a little bit of a bass element to make this a little bit fuller. You can solo this part if you want. But I like having just a little bit of the lower frequency spectrum covered. Layer 2. And these are really, really long loops. So when you play a note, you can't hear the loop. You kind of can because it does. It's just repeating now in a nice place in the sound. Some of the places I would have it where it had a little bit more of the frequency changing. But you can't tell. Right? Layer 3 is the fun one. It's got pitchy G's and glissandos and little arpeggiated parts. And then I looped it after that. So right in here is where the loop is. If you want to see what that looks like here, I'll show you what the loops look like to do that. Just because fun with samples is, that's what it's all about. So this is Hero Layer 3. Let's call up this sample. So here it is. This is, oh wait, we went Hero 3, but we don't want to show it inside a twisted wave. We actually want it to go to endless wave. There's endless wave and twisted wave. Endless wave will load it and show us the loop. So here's the sample. When I hit play, here's here from the beginning. So it plays, goes glitzy up, glitzy down. So anywhere from here on, and then I would find where I could loop it so I kept the rhythm. If you're not careful, you would end up being disjointed with the rhythm. So if there's a cycle to the sample, we loop it in the cycle rhythm. If there's something like this where it's a motif itself that's actually going on, we actually are looping it inside the phrase. So hear that? See how it's cycling? So every sample, we carefully pick out where to do it so they can loop. And when you get all the way through and it's in the loop phase, it's still alive. That's fun. And the layer 4 is this really nice big. Okay? So today, my goal is to make the biggest pad I've ever made. And I've set myself up a little bit for success. So we're gonna do this inside of Logic. Because let's see, I need to get Logic up and running. This will probably kill audio to things when I do this, but I'm going to use Logic to bounce down. We're going to go for 300 oscillators. At least 300 oscillators buzzing all at once to give us the biggest freaking pad we can possibly make. So let me get Logic up and running. It'll take a second. And I'm going to have it load up one of my presets that we're going to then erase some of the settings for, but keep the note arrangement that I use. We'll see if we can do this. We got 45 minutes. We can do this. So this might take a little time. It's a little bit of process. We did this last week and we made a sound with 4 layers. This will be more than 4 layers, I think. by the time we get done here. So let me have it first load up. This is what I need is right here. This information here, these notes that I have played. And then I was using 3 different reasons for this patch. But if we go down here to the user library, you'll see I have made a whole bunch of patches to start with. So ground 0 is the first patch we're going to call up. This is, okay, why aren't you loading up? Let's see. I should go. Oh, there we go. It's just taking a second to load up. This can take it. This might be a little taxing on the system. We'll see if we can get away with this or not. It's still loading. Should I have started with Razor? Maybe not. Hey, if you have any questions, pop them up in the thread. Let me check out what we got going on here. It has that Rocky Mountain sound. Oh, cool. Under the free tab. Let's see. I think I'm gonna. Logic's not responding, so let's do force quit. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Try it one more time. Let's use. Let's use the phase poison to start. Let's go over to Rocky Mountain Sound really fast. I also have 2 free plugins for you, so hold on a second. Rocky Mountain Sounds. Let's go see here what our friend Jason has under free. RMS Sonic Explorer. It's an error occurred. Uh-oh. Is he being... My site's being hit pretty hard right now as well. Unable to connect. Okay. Well, there's too many of you guys trying to connect to his site or something like that. So, Jason, your site's not working. Jason's might be here. He's sometimes in our live streams. Better let the locals know. So let's see here. If we go back here to, oh, it didn't show up. So let me free up some memory here by get rid of that. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of Twisted Wave for now. Okay. Then we go over here to Logic. Get Logic running. So the goal is to get 300 oscillators. Now, we'll do the math. I was thinking to do it in doubling left and right of 2 separate patches in some cases, because I really like how that does. It's the same big sound, but because it's 2 different sets, the oscillators are starting in different phases, so it makes it even wider. Hey, Jason, there's something going on with your site. We just tried to get the free library to show up on Rocky Mountain Sounds, and we're having a problem, and I don't know why. All right, let's see if I click here one more time. Unable to connect. So please check that out. Jason, thank you for making that free too, by the way. That's very kind of you. Jason is a stellar guy. By the way, he's got lots of libraries for Omnisphere and other things at his. Let's do the saved. Yeah, it's fun to do things where you layer up lots of big things. So let's go here. Mini grabbing it, so likely just refresh. Yeah, just keep refreshing if you can't find it, if it's not working. Let's do this. I'm going to free up this stuff and delete. So we just have one layer. Let's say a fresh UniFi. And let's save this just in case I have to get this back. So go save as, oh wait, let's go init. So there's nothing that it has to track up. So we go save as, let's go to the desktop and just call it Livestream or live. Okay, so we have our file just in case we have boo-boos. It will save and get us back to where we are. So I'm gonna go over here to user library. And let's start with something simple. Let's use the Vital. This is 32 oscillators of Vital. It's 16 to the left and 16 to the right because I have them panned left and right. Check this out. If you have this just at center, now we got, oh, the reverb is probably coming from Vital. Let's see here, let's go to the effects. Oh. Great. Okay, we're gonna have one of those kind of days. Standard library, user, Vital. Now it's left and right. It's even wider. So there's one. So there's 32 oscillators. So let's say Unify. And let's say I have these other patches. So let's just load them up one at a time. See if we can get this to all work nicely or not. Please work nicely. It'd be very nice if it worked nicely, wouldn't it? After Vital, let's do Serum. And it did, again, left and right, 16 oscillators. So there's another 32. And you put these two together. That's getting there. Not big enough. Not big enough. So let's go to another layer. Go to Unison, user. Legend. This has 16 oscillators. 6 oscillators. And it's in unison mode. Of, I believe, 8 voices. And my computer is, let's see, close the window. Can you close the window? Let's do this. Let's go to Space Dreams. Go back here. Huh. Yeah, so we're getting into Behemoth territory now. Starting to get there. Let's add one more layer. I actually want to add more than this, but I gotta make sure that Unify is gonna and Logic are going to be happy. Let's go Razor 1. This is where I got into trouble last time, right? So let's see. And let's grab all of these guys and turn them down. Check our level. And then we want one more Razor, because actually I've got 3 Razor sets. So let's go over here. Razor set 2. And it loads up. I'm not even going to try to open it because I don't want to get into trouble. And then let's call up one more Unify. This is now going to be to the, it was ground 0. Razor ground 0. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 patches. If it loads, please load. Let's get Behemoth. Oh no, I got the lock of death. So let's do this. Let's force quit. Sometimes this gives me an auto save. That's why I save. So maybe I can get it back. We'll see. So we'll see. Start it up. Yeah, save, quick, save. And Coniphonium. Daniela thinks we should put Coniphonium into it. So let's see if we can do that. So give it a second. It's got a lot to load now that it's got all these plugins going. Why you do not use Coniphonium? I could use Coniphonium. Your ears are burning? Oh, that's nothing. Let's get to Logic. It's asking me a question. Let's go. Auto saved. See where it got to. All right. That's a lot. Now, somebody's sustaining out a lot. I think that's this guy here. So let's go here and see if I can get into Vital and kill the reverb without it freaking out on me. Oh, there's no effects. Huh. How am I getting reverb if Unify doesn't have any effects going? Oh, it's another layer that's playing. Okay. Maybe it's the Unify that I have here. Turn that down. There. That's how it's supposed to be. So, I think one of our... Yeah, this guy here. Let's see if I can get into here. This is using the reverb. So let's bring the decay down to about half of that. And let's open up for this one and also have its reverb decay shorter. And Kinephonium, because Daniel wants it. Okay, so let's go over here. I believe that would be under Plugin Alliance. Kinephonium. I was in charge of the voicing for Kinephonium. Let's see if I have any of the big synth leads. Should we have a little grit? That's pretty cool. So if we put that into the mix. That should be fairly decent in size at this point, right? All right, so who's got delay? We can't have delay. Oh, Behemoth over here. This the Legacy. It's got some delays, so we'll get really we'll shorten the delays. By the way, on Legacy, I'm using a patch that it has an envelope for the detune, so it starts and then goes terribly out of tune at the end. And let's go over here to the turn around the screen, delay time to 1/8 notes, and let's say less feedback. Okay, so that's one side. So we have this trick where if we hold down Control and Shift on one plugin and we go over to the other plugin, we hold down Shift and click right here. We've just doubled it, pasted it. But it didn't seem to get the time. Let's just turn it off. And I think this might be one where I'd also bounce out some of these as like just separates. I think it was, who was it? Someone made a YouTube video where they have a unison that the modulation wheel can go from a single to really cool detune stuff. So I'll set this one up to be that way where it can go from, let's do this. We'll have a single sawtooth waveform as a start, as a separate layer. So let's say we want to use, my favorite synth for analog stuff is actually the, where is it? Universal Audio Mini Moog. So if we go Universal Audio, Minimoog. We'll use that as a sawtooth for starting. Now, it start with this, and then with the modulo you'll get to this. Yes, this is not Unichill. That's right, Tim. All right, save. So now we grab these guys and we hold down Shift and Option and we drag, and this makes aliases of the first track. So if I need to modify the first track, it will make everybody else play as well. So for now, play it all at once. Add just a little bit of low end. Let me just, I don't want that high octave in there. It kind of is ruining it for me. So let's go to this Unify layer. Yeah, it's this one. Is this one? Yeah. Yeah, let's just keep it like that. Let's have this go down an octave as well. Yeah, so that's enough oscillators, I think. I think we're close to 300. If you take 32 times 7, that's over 200 oscillators. Some of them are in unison, so close enough for me. So let's do this. Let's just quickly bounce this down. Let me play it. I'm going to speed this up. I don't need quite this long of a sample. Okay, a little bit slower. I might have just a little bit more gap. All right, so we're gonna just say bounce. My voice won't go away because I'm using a different microphone and a different DAW for my mic. So I can say bounce this to the hard drive. I'm gonna do it fast. So let's just say 300 os death synth. Well, we don't want to call it death synth, just mega. So, oh wait. No, offline. I don't want to do it in real time. Usually I do it in real time, but we're going to do offline, so it's about 4 times faster, okay? I don't normalize, but it's just offload protection, because I don't want to... Normalizing changes the vibe too much for me, so we'll just have it do this. It'll take it a minute. If you have any questions, pop them up. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for buying something for the library. It's a win-win. I'm not going to have a sale anywhere close to 60% off through the rest of the year. The one for Black Friday will be about 50%, maybe 51%. I usually like to stop at 50% as the max discount, but it's my birthday, it's Father's Day, 2 days. You only get 2 days at this super special price. So take advantage if you want. Who's using a chainsaw? Klingon Christmas Merrill. Have I used Endless Skippy? Ivar, if you're talking about the Endless Reverb, I have. Yes. Ear protection is not included. You must be responsible for your ears. Well, thank you. We try to make libraries that either I know you're going to like because I made them, or else I know that someone made them and they put the care in, and they're talented programmers. All the people that I work with, top caliber, great people, lovely people. So Tim in the library, Jason Schopfer has, Impact. Was it Northern Impact and Northern Lights are both libraries from Jason that are great. Then he started his own site, went on his own way and did his stuff. So thank you, Jurgen. Yeah, it's my birthday tomorrow. It's actually not today, so I can say thank you and celebrate and stuff, but it's not yet my birthday. It starts tomorrow. So I'm going to go over here and drag this. And then I'm going to use Control X to strip silence it, right? And that was close enough. I don't see any duplicates. Pre-attack at like, let's just say 0.5, 0.000, some crazy number like 1. Okay, so I need to name these really quick, so you'll have to bear with me for a second. Let's call this, instead of 01, we call this C1. And actually, there's a quick way you can do this. I'll show you a cool trick. If you go duplicate, 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 because there's 4 different note pitches, right? So I'm going to bring this all the way down here. So this is C, then E flat, G, B, C. 1, 2, 3, C. 1, 2, 3, C. 1, 2, 3, C. 1, 2, 3, C. And then 1, 2, 3. So I put these on the top. Now I just take the next one in the row. I don't even have to count because I've now done the separating. Move these to here. Because you notice when we do the mapping, it's C1 for low C, then the next octave up is C2, right? Well, Logic has a very nice ability in it where if you select the samples and you name one C1, it will go all the way through all of them and add an increase in the numbers, so the last one's C6. So it's automatically named all of these C1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C6 for me automatically. So for this one here, I can go over here and I can say Mega D Sharp 1, boom, and it is named all of these. So this last one is D Sharp 6. So it's renaming all the other ones. So I only have to name one, and G1, boom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is done. And over here is A Sharp. I like tricks. So this is why you see so many tricks in our plugins, because other plugins have tricks that I have learned. And it's like, I like tricks because I just named, how many? 24 samples by only naming 4. So I'll take tricks like that all the day long. So we go export 24 regions as audio files. Go to UniFi, libraries, hello. Go to Behemoth, which is down here. Samples. And we're going to go over here to the samples folder. And this is a new folder. 300 os mega. Okay, so we go create. And I hit export and boom, 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 boom. Look at that. It just kind of goes one after the other. Spits them out as separate samples with the names done. Save, quit. I'm done with Logic. Now we can go back to UniFi. And we're almost there. We don't have a map for it yet, right? So let's call up our sample mapper from Bjorn Sample Mapper, our favorite little sample mapper tool. We go to UniFi, libraries, Behemoth, samples, go back down to that samples folder, and there at the very top is 300 os mega. Os mega. And we just grab all of these because I haven't done a second pass. I'll do another pass. I'll probably do some tweaking before I make the final one, but import, just to show you in the live stream, there will be something like this in this library. So we say save as, this is synth for sure. And it's not a bazooka, pretty close, maybe bigger. 300 os mega. Let's call it mega for now. I might come up with a more catchy name. I'm not trying to think of creative names right now. So if we go over here and we go, let's go to just like one of these normal fast ones. But now let's go over here to synth 300 os mega. a lot to work with, I think. So that's cool. Cool. Comes out nice. That's got a lot of power. I like that. And it's different than some other ones. We also, here's Bazooka for the... It has octaves in it. If we come over here, we say duplicate this layer and have this one be the 300 Os. Probably have to take this up an octave. Yeah, that is an awful lot of oscillators screaming at once. It's beautiful. So, that will be in Behemoth. Now, my release date for Behemoth is, I think, let's see, let's look over here. I think the 27th is my target. To give me some time to, I'm just about done with looping, and then I want to spend at least 10 days deep in programming, making BPM stuff. There's so many places to go now with making patches. In fact, since we have 15 minutes, let's make a patch. Yeah, now 300 Os is not looped, so if I hold it out, it'll be out there for a bit, and then goes away. So, let's not use 300 Os in our patch making, but because this is such a bright, there's so much to work with in fidelity. Let's do this. Let's filter it. Let's just do a really cool swell pad. And while it's doing this, let's have another sound. Like maybe, like, let's try this. Let's have this sound also with it. Which is another big, just massive, more orchestral attacks and stuff like that. But I'm gonna do some fun stuff. Let's filter this. And let's have a filter cutoff doing a saw down. Well, let's do custom so I can maybe get rid of that click. Because if I have this go back up to the top, or if not, I can move this there. I can adjust it because it's a custom wave. I can do. Let's have this just be unilateral so it doesn't go into the negatives. I want this to do stuff like that. So we're gonna go over here to this layer, and instead of it being at the top, I'm gonna tuck it down one layer into a UniFi embedded layer. This way I can create a CC mapper. Oh wait, wrong thing, CC writer. Go over here, swap MIDI effects, CC writer. There we go. So I want this to be changing, so it's writing and doing its stuff. Now I go into this UniFi layer, to the macro knobs. I'm gonna open up Guru Sampler, and I'm going to turn on the ear and move rate. And so that's going to grab this so that it's got it. And then all I have to do is say assign this to CC20. And now I need to control the shape. And then maybe I want to double the length of it so we can go over here to the CC writer. I know we get a lot of windows going sometimes. Let's say 2 bars. And then go to this Unify layer, embedded. There we go. Now while it's doing this, I want this also to do a bit of a swell. So we'll start darker. And see what happens when we put this all together. Now let's put an amp envelope on this so it fades in, so it's not there at the beginning. That's cool. And then on top of this, let's have something do an arpeggiato. So this is why I have the layers. So I can go over here and say load into a new Unify layer. And let's solo this so we can find something not quite so behemoth. Let's try this. And let's get the sample start. A little bit of randomness to the sample start. And let's make this short. Okay, so we have just something that's doing something interesting like that. And then I'm going to put it into a delay. So let's go over here. Let's say omega delay. More feedback. And maybe a little bit of power curve. Just to wake it up. And instead of eighth notes, I'm going to go to a quarter note. Let's say blue arp. And let's have it do like random, right? So we go key steps. We say random. And we say 8th notes instead of 16th notes. Oh, 16th notes, but we're going to turn off some of these so that it's to start with. There, so I have it just randomly doing something. I'm gonna have this one be down an octave. And then put a reverb after this. It makes it just kind of ring out nicely. Let's say hall. Now I need to stick out a little bit more, don't I? So let's do this. I'm not using the pitch EG right now, so I'm going to make it a fast custom shape for the amp. So I'm going to force this sound that doesn't have much of a attack to it to have more attack, goosing it a lot of gain, and then clamping most of the gain except for the very beginning. Let's not have it quite be so epic. And maybe I could double this. Let's say duplicate this. And let's maybe choose another waveform. Let's solo these two, just so we hear the two little ostinato parts. Let's pan them a little bit. And I don't want them to be doing the same thing, so I'm going to use this trick that I do where I go over and I get a jitter box. And we're going to set it to an 1/8 note delay, plus or minus an 1/8 note, and then we're going to quantize it. This is this fun thing I asked Shane to do that he did. Put a quantizer on the random delay so I can make it so that it's forced only to be either an early, on time, or a late 1/8 note. So now... let's get this to be darker. And then because it's a separate layer, I could actually play with the envelope. And I'm gonna get rid of some of the low end. And tuck these back into the mix where I want them. There. Let's see what this sounds like with some drums. Let's go over here to cycle. Instead of the groove just sitting there, let's get a pump house on these. Let's put one on here too, so let's say pump house, and I want the same, so I'm going to copy and paste. Sidechain. That's more like what I want. I think I choose to saw it down on a sidechain. Then less, just so it bounces a little bit. Yeah. There's a couple ways I could take it, but I like that direction. So let's stop there. What should we call this? Let's call it great. Do you have an idea what we should call it? Give me some name ideas. I mean, if we wanted to, we could add something else kind of fun to this. Let's do this. Let's go back to Behemoth. Where's Behemoth? Let's choose one more layer. How about, like, I know what would be cool. Let's do Phase Popper, or the Phase Poison, which is a cool. But then we're going to put a pump house on this with one of these really cool rhythmic patches from the Rad Waves library. And then I need to put a high pass filter because I don't want all the low ends. So let's go filter max. Let's see some of the other patterns. I'm gonna make it a little bit more like a shaker. I want a little bit more focus on these arpeggiated parts. And it's a little muddy, so let's do this. Let's say solo this. Pump House does just wonders to everything. Sidechain 3. And then I went different for this one. I want to do that. So, because I wanted to vary the depth of that, so we're going to bury this into a Unify layer. And we're going to add another CC writer. Actually, you know what? I don't think I have to do that because, oh, what did I do? I think I broke it. I think I took it out of its UniFi layer. So I lost my arpeggiator. Uh-oh. I have to reprogram that. I'll go watch the video to see what I did. Because I had an arpeggiator doing blue arp. I had 16th notes. I had it doing random. And then I set off for these. And then I set on for that one and on for these two. And let's see, octave down and octave down. So I should be back. I'm gonna go to gate time. I want this to be a little bit shorter, like. Let's get our pump house back that I wanted. Sixteenth notes. So I go to these knobs. I need to set this to CC20. And I need to get a CC writer up here on top so we can say blue arp and a CC writer can work together. That gets this guy moving up and down. So we go over here. Instrument 1, effects, pump house, depth. There we go. See how it's bringing the mix. So now it has all the different motion stuff to it, which works really great when you start adding drums and basses and stuff of that nature. So if we were to go back and let's see what Raven sounds like. This one. Good, it works for lots of different styles. Let's do this. Let's get a little bit more high frequency to pop out. So we'll say Flex EQ. And I think I want the shaker. Yeah. I might make this more 16th in pattern instead of the pause right there. So I'm going to add another break. Yeah, that's more the vibe I want. Okay, so let's save this before I blow up something else. So it's a Z BPM pad birthday pulse. Birthday. Birthday. What? Birthday gift. There you go. Nice. Bob, that's awesome. Birthday gift. There we go. Gift. Okay. Made with love. With love. During the June 15th birthday. I can't spell. Birthday. Father's Day. Live stream. Perfect, perfect, Bob. Thank you. I got some more work to do. It's not quite right yet, but I'm gonna have to play with it for a while and suss it out and stuff. But there's so many places to go and fun ways to do things inside of UniFi you can't do elsewhere. To put that type of rhythmic LFO things on each of these. The way I think of UniFi, and I've said this many times, but for those of you that might be new to this, what's really fun is that now each plugin becomes an oscillator or an element in the sound. So instead of being added, if you're looking at your typical synth, you're looking at one oscillator, and then you have to try to share the resources to get an LFO that's free to be doing something to it that you want. Here, everything is separate. Anything I do to layer 1, if it's in the synth parameters of this plugin with its LFO and so forth, that doesn't affect anything else here. So everybody gets to be separate, has their own notes of polyphony, so you can create really, really cool things, really fun. It's a different way of working. We'll make one more sound. Because this has this evolving, I know one thing I want this to do is, this is a very simple patch. And then I'm going to say move this into an embedded UniFi layer, because watch this. This is a fun trick. So we go UniFi standard, CC writer. That works. So we're going to go into UniFi, that's embedded layer, right? So it's got the pump house at this layer. We need to go assigning the CC so that this knob starts to move. And now we need to pick out what we want to assign to this. And I want to assign the pump house rate. They call it beat division. So now, I can get some rhythmic variations and stuff. If I change the curvature here, let's have it start fast. So I've got it doing this rhythmic pulse now, just by changing the division of a simple pulse. And let's have this also be one that starts a little bit more mellow and opens up and then slowly fades back down. And then we have some nice reverb on this. I'm gonna use a different reverb. Let's go over here to reverbs. We have lots to choose from. I'm gonna use Zenverb because I love the split reverb functionality of it, and get some nice high. And let's have a string pad with this. Just the loop only of the string pad. Let's see what that sounds like. And I'm gonna actually have it pop out as just the layer 1 by itself. Let's also have a nice little swelling, little motion to it. Because not everything has to be Behemoth. And maybe just for fun, let's say duplicate this and then have this one drop down an octave. So we have a little bit thicker. Make sure we're not distorting. Maybe a choir thingy in it too. You know what? Let's try it. There's, I think it was, we did this when we did Cosmos. Layer 1 is the wave station with choir. So let's load this into a Unify layer. Yeah. So I don't need to embed anything. So let's just have this be by itself to start. Get a little bit more emphasis on the air by having an EQ sweeten up the bright end just a bit. And then I might have it drop in volume. Let's have the sustain be about here. Let's have it take a little bit of time to get there. And then I'll have to clean it up. There's more work to do to that. That's nice. What should we call this one? That's nice. That'd be a nice bed behind all sorts of stuff. Let's say Z, BPM pad. I'm not going to make suggestions on how to record a harp right now. Sorry. Cool vibes. Yeah, like balloon flight. Nice. Life in a balloon. There we go. How about living balloon? How about balloon life? There we go. Save as, save. Yeah. Again, we always test with grooves and stuff to see how it works. So if we go to recycle, have these all stop at C. And let's go to, I love the basses in Titan. Let's say we go to SAW distorted. Let's do one of the velocity switching ones. Velocity switching Apollo distorted SAW. Load that to a new UniFi layer. Cut it down so that it's in just the bottom half. And then since we're inside it, let's have also the square added to this. And then just to darken it to get it into the right vibe, we're going to go to EQ, filter max. Let's use a 24 dB low pass filter. Now, if we wanted to take this a little bit farther, if we were trying to like do I'd want to have the snare with reverb, right? So here's this trick that we've come up with MIDI box. MIDI box has a really cool area here to key range the included notes. So I'm going to find the snare and get rid of the hi-hat by bringing down the top note. So we just have that snare. It's a funky snare, but that's what it is, right? So we say duplicate this layer and say boom. And on the second layer, instead of the include, we go to exclude. So this way we have this top layer that's just got the snare. Let's turn on our auxiliary effects buses so we can. I want a longer. I don't want any pre-delay. And then just because I'm going to be tricky here because it's fun to do this stuff, check this out. In modern production, it's fun to do things that kind of trick your ear. So I'm going to use a pump house to gate this reverb in a cool way. So we're going to say it's up and then it's down. And let's say, let's double the length of time so it's a full measure. So we say, no, we don't want any sound at the beginning. We have it fade in. And that should sound pretty cool. So let's get with the drums. Here at the drum sound. And then the groove. And of course I'd have to like hold down Option to turn everybody down just a little bit so I'm not distorting, but maybe we want that snare to even do more and be more noticeable. So let's put a compressor after the gate so we can like bring up the, let's go enforcer. And I want pump house to be a little bit more gradual. And when it hits, I want it to snap really fast down like a compressor. So you can shape with pump house drums to do all sorts of cool things. Right? So, fun stuff. Anyway, I could keep going. I should say that groove because that's fun. I'd send this to you guys and give it to you, but it's using stuff that doesn't exist yet. So please make a sequence for this, please. Okay. Well, I tell you what. I will find a way to include a version of this. It won't sound quite like this in the full library. So let's go save BPM split. Z BPM split. I'll have to do some finagling and rerouting of some sounds and stuff, but I think I can get something pretty cool. BPM split. Since it's kind of that water. Let's call this balloon, A-L-L-O-N, life, let's see. Balloon life, balloon living. How's that? So instead of balloon life, this is balloon living. So save as, save. So I'll make a variation of this. I got to reroute and move MIDI files and all sorts of stuff, but it'll be fun. This will be inside of Behemoth. For the bass, here, I got just we'll go 4 more minutes. See if I can do this. So I can't use these samples because this is inside of Apollo, or inside of Titan, which is a killer library. I all should own it. Instead, let's go to Behemoth and find a bass. There we go. I don't even know if I need a filter on this. That should work. Nice. Okay, so yeah, I will route it and get it so it's all working in Behemoth. So Balloon Living is another patch now inside of Behemoth. So let's go back to Behemoth, and at the bottom of the list we have the birthday gift. We have Balloon Living. All right, so I got 2 more minutes. Let's go to the drums. Let's see how I'm going to reroute this and make a different kit. So the main drum groove part, let's go over here. We're going to reroute this to the standard library of bonus, which is where the drum kits are. Let's go drum kit. I might have to make something else to do an additional kick. Let's go over here and let's just do this really quickly. Let's go copy and paste. So they're both. So it's not playing a snare, so we use a transpose. And then for the groove, let's do this. This is a fun trick. Let's go over here. Let's say notes, 16th notes. Let's say pulse down, saw down. And actually, let's go to custom so I can. Now maybe I want this instead of fading out quite like that, I want to there. Still needs a kick. I'll get a kick that has more energy to it as we work on it and stuff like that. But yes, I'm in the flow. You know, I'll just sit here for 4 more hours and make more patches. Let's see. Let's solve the kick issue. I'll show you how I would do it. Because I like the groove and I like the hi-hat sound, so I don't want to destroy that. So let's go over here. We'll say duplicate one more layer. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to use this to get rid of the hi-hat. Let's see. I want to exclude. Okay, I'm going to go to include. Okay, and bypass pump house so it's not. And then let's go to a different kit, like maybe pop, and use transpose. And if I want to shape, I could actually do. I'm not going to worry about it right now. That's better. So. Yeah, I'll keep playing with it. It's cool. The tricks will all be in there when you get the patch. All right? All right, shout out everybody. Yes, Titan is for UniFi. Titan is a library I did earlier this year that I love very much. I sampled a Behringer and a Donner TB303. So you can play it by velocity, or you can go up here. There's variations with the mod wheel instead. But what's really fun is not only all the velocity and the mod wheel, but then I put every one of the bass samples as a separate. So all the different percentages are available. And they're really, really solid. And if you open this up so you can see everything, there's a loudness that you can control. How much emphasis you want on the pure, on the main frequency of the bass, the lower frequency, I'm not thinking of the name of it, but it focuses on it or removes it if you want. So you have that available on every bass, which is really cool. So you can, so it's just fun. And then on top of that, there's a drum kits in here too. BPM bass. There's I think I did a drum kit. Was it 90808 kit? What was it? Drum kit, Titan kit. So there's all these really cool grooves. and basses and stuff. And at 60% off, I'm basically giving these libraries away almost. So my personal favorite libraries are Titan. I love Recycle. I love Cloud City, and I love them all, but Mega Magic Motion is super cool if you're looking for adding some new things to your mixes and your music. This is very cool because it has a lot of cool sounds you haven't heard. These motion bells by themselves, if you like, just go to the chime bell sparse. These are so cool. You just play a chord. And just play, and just this really cool every now and then they play thing. So fun. Anyway, shout outs. You guys are shout outs from all this. Oh my gosh, you guys are all over the place. London, Helsinki, Bavaria. Please give the patch. Yeah, that patch that I did will be inside of the Behemoth library. I promise it will be there. So thank you for joining us. Just one last time to clarify what's going on at the Plugin Guru website. If you go over here in Guru for 2 days, if you see this video on Monday, I'm sorry you will have missed this. But for 2 days, there is a promo code that will give you 60% off all the libraries at the website. You have these boxes here if you want libraries for a specific plugin. If you want something for Absinthe, then click this and it will show you the 2 libraries that we have. Well, actually, just one library for Absinthe. It's also available in the bundle. So actually, I should hide that because that shouldn't be on its discount. So I might do a little hiding really quick after the live stream. So because the bundles, I shouldn't have bundles up because, well, Megawave, you can have that as a bundle for 60% off. But the other one, I'll because that's at 30% off already. So we don't want to do that. But you can click these boxes for what you want to see libraries for. So if you go to UniFi, boom, a whole bunch will show up. In fact, there's so many UniFi at this point, you might have to actually, like, no, maybe it shows them all. Yeah, that's all of them. So all the UniFi ones, the harp library is wonderful. The guitars, I mean, I love all the libraries. They're all, we try to make something different and don't repeat ourselves typically. So, you know, there's only one Mega Magic Keys. You know, there's only one Saber 5 from Tim and so forth. So anyway, thank you. Have a great Father's Day. I'll have a nice birthday with my family. Thank you for the birthday wishes. It's very kind of all of you. Yes, and happy Father's Day. Best thing I've done is being a father. I am so proud of my daughter. I love her very much. And yeah, so all right. Thank you all. It's been fun to hang out with you, and we will see you next week when we do this again. Because we're crazy and we just like to do live streams every Saturday. So see you later. Bless you all.